That was pretty sick, wasn't it?
That was extraordinary. Yeah. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right. I am all done with this.
Good.
This is completed. And now we can focus on what's really important. And that is queefs.
I've been saying it for years.
Oh my God! Well, it's been an interesting week, for all of us. Really.
It got more interesting while the intro was playing.
Yeah, I know. You made this weird face, like, did I break everything?
No, not as far as I know. Anyway, continue.
Oh man, I had to get some Dazzle juice. Oh my God! You know what's funny is because this is picking up the microphones in here, and it's.
Why don't you describe? We're on a talk only podcast. Why don't you describe what it is you're talking about?
Well, no, I have my MacBook open with GarageBand, and it's picking up it on that microphone, our voices. Anyway.
Oh, good.
So there was a thing I was very busy this week, as you know, and I didn't get to compile.
It's an understatement.
This, yes, very true. I wanted to play a game.
I'm happy to play a game. Let's play a game.
But I don't have the stuff in front of me.
Are you the guy that tells the kids everything you were going to get them for Christmas but didn't?
Yes.
That's what you're doing to me right now.
That's what I do. I do that to my own kids.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you're doing that to me.
Daddy's gonna get you a bike and
V-Bucks.
Oh God. Well, that I actually do.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to see if I can pull it up real quick. Nope. I don't. But we'll do it next week. There's so much stuff that I want to do, but we have to figure it out, because you're in flux with here and everything, having to stay a certain level of cleanliness.
Right. So I have today's been particularly insane because, as I think all of you know, I'm trying to sell my house. So I have 2 showings today. And if you've never sold a house before, it's not, it is an extremely trying experience because you not only have to make your house completely spotless for the pictures, you then have to make it completely spotless every showing. And you have to pick up and get out of the house and leave it in a spotless state. And then if you have 2 showings back to back, you have to come home between the 2 and clean it again before the second showing, which is what I have today.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun. It's a fun day.
Yeah. I mean, it looks nice.
The floors are garbage right now, but I have to clean them.
Well, I mean, the only time the floors aren't going to look like garbage is the 30 seconds after you clean them.
Right, exactly.
And then, Razzle Cat and Razzle Dog will just destroy the floor. It's just, I mean, for an asthmatic with allergies and everything, hardwood floors are ideal for me because
they don't trap stuff.
But someone has to clean it, and I can't do it because as soon as I put a fucking broom to the floor, I'm like, so. But yeah, hopefully that goes well. Yeah, work was crazy. Everything was crazy. Life was crazy. I just, what I want to talk about? There was something that crossed my mind yesterday.
Go on.
At what point in your life, not your life, past few years, at what point did you realize that you wanted to marry your wife?
It was we dated for exactly a year before I proposed. So I made the decision before that.
2 weeks in.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah. I got her name tattooed on the inside of my butt cheeks 2 weeks in.
Yep.
Because I knew.
I know.
Yep. And I knew she would always watch my ass.
Yep. She always, yeah, I get it.
Do you get it? Because she's right there. Her name
She's
is
always there to
watch my ass.
To watch your ass. And eat your ass.
Oh,
you
whatever.
are what you eat.
Whatever tender loving care my ass required, she'd be directly on hand. Hole adjacent.
Interesting.
So I decided probably, I don't know, 7, 8 months in, something like that. Because it just, I don't want to say it just made sense, because that makes it seem like it was like a default decision. Like, well, it made sense. But it, like, everything about her and I are, the way we mesh, the way we interact, our, all of that. It just made sense. Like, it doesn't, there's no purpose. There was no purpose putting it off. So, she and I have a lot of the same goals. We have a lot of the same outlook on things. We both knew we wanted something serious when we started dating. She wanted kids. I want kids. We disagree on the number of children, but yeah. So we both had a lot of the same goals, and we enjoy spending time together, and all of the above. So there was no point putting it off. Plus, I could tell and could see that she was going to be a fantastic mother, fantastic wife. Like, she is a lot more of the, like, she assumes a lot more of the traditional female roles in a household. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, but it isn't at the same time.
I don't know. It's great.
Like, she does. She loves to cook. She doesn't mind cleaning. Not that either of those are her job. Like, I've decided, okay, we can get married, but these are the things that you're responsible for.
And this is what I do.
Right. So, I mean, I cook and I clean as well. But she does a lot of, she's happy to do a lot of those things, and those are the things that made me realize that she would be a really good mother, because she's very loving, she's very motherly with, like, the even with me, but with, like, the dog and the cat and all that. So she also and she expects me to assume a lot more of the stereotypical traditional male roles in the household. So, like, move the heavy things, change, fix the thing, change the light bulb, stuff like that. So, and I'm happy to do that stuff, but that we don't have like firmly defined roles in the household. Like, no, that's a woman's job, not my job. So we don't have any of that, but it's just a good mesh and a good overlap of personalities.
I think I just read what you were.
Oh yeah, I saw your face.
So
did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. I think more specifically, do you remember, was there a moment of clarity for you where you went, oh yeah, this is it? Like, you woke up one morning and you were just boyfriend, girlfriend, and then you went to bed that night going, yep, I love this person. This is what I want.
I fell in love with her before I decided to marry her. But they, like, the two things didn't happen at the same time.
Correct. Yeah, but I'm looking for that moment.
For the marriage?
No, the marriage thing is not really a specific, you kind of come to that conclusion over time. I'm looking for the moment, or was there a specific moment?
I'll tell you a funny story.
Yes.
That she's probably going to be really pissed off at me for telling.
That's okay.
But I'll tell you a funny story. We're sitting on we'd been dating, and we had been dating an embarrassingly short amount of time, like 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm well aware of the short time that you
Yeah, I know. And we're sitting on the back patio of my old house, and we'd been having a couple of drinks, blah, blah, blah. And I told her that I loved her, and because I did. I mean, like, I don't know if it's the truth, and if it's the not inevitable conclusion, but if it's if that's the way things are, I don't see any point in putting it off. I don't like playing games with people and toying around and, like, red pill and all that bullshit. I don't like. I'm not trying to play power games of who's in charge of the relationship and who holds all the cards. Like, if something's the way it is, if I feel a certain way, I'm gonna fucking say it. I don't care. So I said it, and she just looks at me and goes, "Oh." That was her response. I'm sitting there like, okay. It's not what I was expecting. But I mean, I don't think I would have expected anything more than I would have expected that. Just the noise response.
Oh.
No, it wasn't that. It was more of like an oh. It wasn't oh.
I'm just
So,
imagining in her tone.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a pitch. The pitch was going upwards, like
Yes.
oh, something like that. Yeah. So that's when I knew.
You're like, this is the keeper. This is the one.
I'm dramatically unsure about you. That's when I knew.
Have you ever come close to not? Like, have you ever come to a point in your relationship where you almost were like, no, this is not what I want?
We've gotten in like massive fights before, and we've each done things that that I don't think are like healthy going forwards. And so I've had those conversations like, this isn't something that this isn't the way our relationship can be. Like, we can't do this. We can't be this way again or going forwards. And especially now that there's a young one on the way, it's like, I don't ever want our child to see us behaving this way. So it's yes, but it's more of, I didn't just like decide on that internally and keep those thoughts to myself, or even like say, okay, I don't know if I can do this and like leave the room. It's more along the lines of having a conversation and a back and forth about like this type of behavior from both of us. Like, these are the things, this is the way I behaved and I don't like it, and we can't continue with that. And this is the way that, I perceive that you behaved, and the same thing. We can't, I don't like that, and we can't continue on this way. So we need to fix these things in order to move forwards. We've had conversations like that. Not recently, but we've had conversations like that.
Yeah, I think I mean, that's pretty normal.
Yeah, ultimately, I've never wanted to break up and been like, okay,
this isn't worth it.
Yeah, I've never wanted to break up. I've always come at it from a place of, oh boy. I've always come at it from a place of wanting to stay together and like, okay, I want to be with you, and these are the challenges. This is a challenge that we need to overcome to stay together.
Yeah. I think I have a problem.
All right.
And I think I'm starting to unpack it. For many years,
Going on a journey of self-exploration.
I have been for a little bit, but especially yesterday into today. I think, well, first I'll give the background, is that I'm not very, as you would say, good with relationships. It's not that I'm not good with relationships. It's that, like, I just have terrible luck with the people that I end up choosing to be in a relationship with. And this has always been the case. Now, I'm a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not as much as I used to be, but, kind of on my own high horse. So I rarely think I'm wrong. And
I think we've established
right.
that.
So we've got that idea. So for all of these years, whenever something would happen, like relationship wise, I would always immediately blame the other person. It's like, well, it can't be me. I'm the beacon of
perfection,
righteousness and perfection.
Yeah,
and
makes perfect sense. I get it.
I am the most logical whatever. And because of that, I never really looked in at myself. And I think the problem that I have is that the things that I want in a relationship, and the things that why do I keep panning left and right?
Continue.
That's why. The things that are normal to me are not normal to other people. And it's taken me this long to figure out and go, maybe I'm being unrealistic in the things that I'm expecting and the things that I'm doing. And I don't know if I can fix that.
So I will tell you a conversation that I had with cousin Dazzle several years ago. Basically, he asked me about like how I was doing and how I was feeling, and like, you know, like if I had gotten in an argument with Mrs. Razzle, like, you know, he was asking me like how things are going, stuff like that. And I was telling him like, you know, it's arguments are a lot easier to resolve and
Can you do me a favor?
go on.
Can we pause it for a second?
Sure.
Let's take a quick station identification break.
Welcome back.
Oh, sorry. I had to check a voicemail real quick. I wasn't sure if it was important or not. But anyway, continue on. Well, you were talking.
Oh, the conversation between myself and cousin
Dazzle.
Cousin Dazzle. So I'm like, well, arguments are a lot easier for me to like stomach and work through when you realize that like it's a separate like person on the other side, and they have like their own thoughts and feelings and stuff. If you approach it as like differing points of view that are different, instead of one is right and one is wrong, it may be that one is right and one is wrong, but if you approach it from them, the opinions just being different, I think it's easier to work towards a good solution. And then I told him, like, at one point I told him, like, yeah, a lot of the arguments that myself and Mrs. Razzle get into are my fault. And he's like, dude, I've literally never heard you say that before. Like, I have never heard you like admit to being at fault for an argument before, ever. So, yeah.
I think
it was a good step in my
recovery. Your
First
relationship recovery.
first step is admitting you have a problem.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to. I mean, it took me a long time, but I'm starting to realize that I think I have a problem. And I think one of my problems is that I get into an argument and I'm so focused. I don't want to say focused, but I feel like I'm so right that it doesn't matter what you say or what it just doesn't matter. I don't even listen to it.
Yeah,
I don't even want to listen to it.
You gotta reel that shit in.
I will be like, I don't care. Bye. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm right. You're wrong. I'm starting to realize that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, no. Like I said, you gotta reel that shit in. That's not gonna get you anywhere positive.
Yeah, I think that the other side of it is that I'm a very, for the most part, I'm a very loner type. Not loner, but I like to be alone a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have hermit-like tendencies. Not all the time, but I'm completely content with like doing my own thing and not talking to anybody or anything, and just doing what I want. I generally do what I want. And I think it's tough for most of the people that I've been with, including current Ms. Dazzle, is that is such a foreign concept for her. You know, her mentality, and I think a lot of women that I've dated, and maybe I don't want to say women in general, because I don't know if that would be accurate, but they all are along the lines of, I want to see my significant other, you know, as much as I can, as much as possible. You know, if we have this time that we can be together, I want to use it, yada yada. And I don't necessarily agree with that. It's like, yeah, I don't want to, like, I want to do my own thing today. Like, I don't want to have to, you ruin it. Like,
Well,
Like,
you that's and I agree. I think I'm a lot the same way. I like having some time to myself. I like having, the ability to just focus on what I'm focusing on. And the other thing is like for me specifically, it's extremely challenging for me to focus on anything because I just have problems focusing on things. So it's difficult for me to focus on anything anyway. So when I need to focus on something, like if I'm working from home or something like that, I need to sometimes I need to be like in solitude in order to actually get whatever it is I'm doing to get it done. Like it's just the way I am. But there are other aspects of it too where, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's nice to just be able to sit back and do what you want. Now me, it's another reason that, myself and Mrs. Razzle have sort of a good not arrangement, but a good uh working relationship, is that she tends to fall asleep pretty early. So well, if there's TV shows that I want to watch or whatever that she's not into, like the Grand Tour, it's a car show on Amazon, which everybody should watch, but she's not into it. She doesn't care. She doesn't like it. So she will watch whatever we like together, and she falls asleep, and I'll watch my show, or I'll play a video game or whatever. And it's not that I can't do that stuff while she's awake. It's just that I know that I'm going to have this time where I can do the stuff that she doesn't enjoy. So I just do that. But yeah, I completely understand and empathize with what you're saying. Because like I said, there's times when I literally need to be alone in order to get stuff done. So
no, I get that. Have you ever seen her take a shit?
Yeah, of course. Like I haven't watched it come out.
Okay.
That's
the next step.
Yeah, like I haven't laid under a glass table,
right,
and had her squat on top and just
plop
it upon me.
You should save that for the wedding day. It's wedding night.
We're married.
Oh wait, I forgot you guys were
we were
married
for like a year, and you were there.
So. I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there. That was a good wedding. That would have been the best time for her to shit, like directly on your face.
I guess.
It's just
me personally,
one time only.
I think if you're gonna shit on your significant other's face, you should be outside of the annulment period. Because if you're within the annulment period, it's a lot easier to just call that shit off. Outside the annulment period, it's a lot more difficult.
Well, yeah. I mean, you should the first month or whatever is the.
I think the annulment period is something like 6 months.
Is it? It might be 6 months.
I think it is. It's different in different states.
Well,
but
can't go back. Hindsight's 2020. I mean, so you've been in the bathroom while she's pooped.
Oh yeah, and vice versa.
Oh, well, Jesus, how does she survive?
It's tough.
How does she still have the first few layers of skin?
There are times where we're both in there and I'm going to town. It's the morning, like we're getting ready for work, and I'm just soup cans and pennies just into the toilet, and she's over there brushing her teeth, and I'm like, I don't know how you do that.
I don't.
But whatever.
Like
don't get me wrong. It's not like when I'm about to take a shit and like, honey, come in the room. I'm about to shit. But it's like, I don't.
If it happens, it happens.
I'm not bashful about it. So.
I have this weird thing. Nothing really bothers me. Like, I mean, I haven't, but if Mrs. Dazzle wanted to take a dump, like while I'm in there doing my hair, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot watch anyone, could be male or female, but mostly like my significant other. I hate watching them put on deodorant. I can't do it.
That is weird.
Isn't that weird?
Why?
I don't know why.
That's strange.
I think it's like because this guy tried to stick a deodorant stick up my ass when I was younger. I think I have just bad memories of.
I'm gonna need you to
Old Spice.
I'm gonna need you to elaborate.
I'm just kidding.
Of course, you're just kidding. We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
You're just kidding.
Have you ever put deodorant anywhere
No.
other? Okay, it burns.
No, I believe
it'll
it,
burn.
which is why one of the reasons I haven't done it.
I want to sing the praises while we're talking. We talked a little before. Any guy out there who's
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
you should get yourself some ball powder. I bought some ball powder, and it's I feel so good right now.
I've heard a lot of really positive feedback
Yeah,
regarding powdering ye old balls.
but you gotta know the amount because too little and it doesn't work. Too much and it's like fucking brownie batter down there.
Oh,
It's like you don't want to
that
like
might be the worst thing you've ever said to me.
you don't want like a thick, pancake batter down there.
That might be the worst thing you've ever said to me.
Well, I mean, come on, it's what it could happen if you.
It's a terrible thing.
It is.
It's a terrible thing that you've said to me.
And I'll tell you how you do it. You don't go from the top.
No.
You gotta go underneath and just go, poof, like squeeze it.
So the friend of ours that told me about it would put powder in his hand and then cup under the balls and just sort of splash around.
See, but then you dirty your hands. You got to wash your hands. Now you just take it.
My balls are as clean as a baby scrotum. Why would?
But you have you have
The
powder all over your
you
hands.
just rinse them.
So you stand over and then you just go, poof, and it just shoots it right up into the gooch.
All right, that's fair.
It's great. I didn't put on any this morning, but I put some on last night, so it's kind of carrying through the day.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
So when I get home, I'm gonna take a nice hot shower, give a little poof,
And then reapply. Yeah,
reapply, because I gotta host karaoke again tonight.
fun.
Ugh.
Wait, again? So you did it last night?
Yeah, I did it last night.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it was okay. It was actually really busy. I actually, well, not really busy, but. And, part of me wants to be arrogant and say, well, they obviously knew I was hosting. So, but
It's not.
there was no way.
Inaccurate.
Well, there's no way they could have. But now that spring break is coming, all the bro dudes and brodettes are going to come out and get fucking wasted all week.
The bro chachos and bro chachettes.
Yeah. Ugh. Spring break's the worst.
Yeah.
Because then everybody wants to go up and sing Picture and Journey, like every other song. Do you have Don't Stop Believin'?
No.
Like, yeah, we heard it already.
No, we don't have it.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, no, we don't have any Journey.
It's weird. Who?
Yeah, what?
Jordan.
We have a Tiny Tim. Tiptoe through the two.
That and HR puffin stuff. HR puffin stuff.
So I guess to close out the relationship stuff, I mean, the reason I bring it up is because I got into an argument yesterday with Ms. Dazzle again. And, I mean, I still maintain that I was right. But that's part of the problem that I'm starting to realize is that even if I am always right, or I think I'm always right, I still have to take other people's feelings into consideration.
Well, that's what I was saying is that like once you come to the realization that it's a whole separate person with their own set of thoughts and feelings that are just as valid to them as yours are to you. When I made that not realization, but when I like actually like accepted that and took that into consideration going into arguments, it helped me a lot.
So. You know what? I can't stand. There's three things in life, in relationship life, I can't stand. I can't stand being hypocritical. Like, hypocrisy, it kills me. It kills me in all aspects of life, but especially during relationships.
Sure.
And so we got hypocrisy, double standards. I cannot stand double standards.
Oh, I think double standards is just another form of hypocrisy.
It is, but there can be differences between the two.
Yeah.
I have a very simple philosophy. It's just do what you say what you mean and mean what you say, and do what you say. Like
say what you do, mean what you do, mean what you do. Say who you
Isn't that a TLC song? I don't know.
Say what you mean to say.
say. I don't know. So that's how I try. Whenever I look into a situation, that's how I always try to do it. And when a precedent is set in a relationship, for example, I have the day off and I say, "Oh, hey, sweetheart, let's go out to eat." And then halfway during the day, Razzle calls and says, we need to record. And then I tell Mrs. Dazzle, sorry, I have to go record, so we're going to have to reschedule dinner. She gets mad about it because, whatever.
I don't know that that's ever happened.
It's never happened.
But I understand.
I'm just giving a hypothetical. And then because the precedent had never been set, so now she says she doesn't like that. I say, okay, we're on the same page. So now I know anytime in the future, if I make plans with her, I have to keep them unless, something detrimental. So then if I do it in the future, and if I try to pull that shit again, then I'm an idiot and I'm terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's how I keep a running tally of the things.
The shit jar.
Right. Well, that kind of. What I don't like is when that precedent has been set, and then it changes. See, because then it bothers me. Because I'm like
a sliding scale.
It's a sliding scale, and it's like wait. This is the same thing as this thing. Why is this okay? Oh, it's not the same thing. No, fundamentally it is the same thing, and that's how a lot of arguments. Now, a lot of these arguments could be, what's the word I'm looking for? Like avoided, if I would just go okay and just accept the fact that it's always going to be a sliding scale. But it's so hard for me to do that.
I mean, I don't think anybody. I certainly wouldn't give you that advice to just always accept a changing playing field. But I do think that if that's the case, if that's something that's difficult for you to accept, then you should talk about it.
I'm so sick of talking about it. This isn't me like I don't want this to come off as a negative with Mrs. Dazzle. This is a solely at this point a solely Dazzle introspective. Like this is me, like the issues that I have. I also have a very very I'm starting to come to grips with I have like an intimacy, not an intimacy problem. I have a problem with just not having my guard up all the time.
Have you always had that problem, or is it just in the last
few years?
6
years. Yeah. I mean, not to go into the history, but I've been fucked over quite a bit.
Right, which is why I asked if it was
right. It's a byproduct of that, and I truly don't think that it's fair to her, Ms. Dazzle. It's not, but it's one of those things. That's why I always tell her, and I'm very honest about it. I say I'm like a light switch, man. It's like once I get to a certain spot, I can just don't care. Like I don't care. I don't need to see you, talk to you, feel you, look at you, know you exist. You could be dead to me, and I think it's just because I don't let myself get to the spot that I used to.
I will say that I agree that you have the ability to present yourself that way in a situation or in an argument, but I don't agree that that's how you actually feel underneath.
No, sure.
Yeah,
Are you saying like I really don't care? Like because I'm not a sociopath.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. Is like I don't think that you have. I think you have your my interpretation of what you're saying, or at least my opinion on what you're saying, is that I agree that from a standpoint of you having your guard up conversationally and adversarially, or if you guys are in an argument or whatever. But I don't think that you can turn your actual feelings on and off. You can turn your ability to give a shit about those feelings on and off in an argument.
Well, yes, but I also will say that partially. I think what I'm trying to say is that there's a part of me that I reserve for myself. So I always have that piece. So I don't give somebody the whole thing, so that because I keep that piece, it's like Cell from Dragon Ball Z. As long as there's that little piece, I can always build. You can
always regenerate from there.
You can always regenerate from there. But if I give everything,
I would have gone with Piccolo. But
well, Piccolo's not. No, Piccolo
it's
can't.
not the same thing.
He can't regenerate from one cell.
I know it's not the same thing.
So
that's why his name's not Cell.
Right, exactly.
It's Piccolo.
So yeah, so that's how I look at it. So it's no, I can't completely shut off how I feel, but what I can do is reserve enough to put up that front and guard myself so that I'm never completely vulnerable.
Well, the fact that we're talking about this is a good thing. B, you need to work on that. And there's no like magic silver bullet or anything for fixing that, but it's like you have to decide to be vulnerable. You have to decide to be like, wholly in it together with somebody. And I that's up to you how you make the qualifications and decision to say, yes, this is the person I'm going to fully open myself up to, and decide that I'm going to be completely in it together with them, or not. Like that's up to you. And it's a very realistic possible outcome that you get completely burned again and again and again, and it's it's totally possible
Till I die.
Yeah, till you die, and then I will burn you for real, your corpse, and I will ingest some of your ashes.
I want that on paper.
You have it on. You have it on.
That is not a binding contract.
Okay,
I'll
sign. I said some. I'll have a little sprinkling.
Yeah, I want you to sprinkle some.
What food would you like me to sprinkle a little bit of your ashes on and then eat? You get to pick the food.
I get to pick the food?
Yeah, for me to eat. A little bit of ashes. Just a little.
Some baby back ribs.
Baby back ribs?
Yeah.
That I made or from somewhere?
No, that you made.
So
you have to make yourself some baby back ribs.
Do you want me to sprinkle them on right before I eat them, or you want me to put them in with the dry rub?
See, now that is up to the chef.
Okay, fair. I would put them in with the dry rub.
I would also put them in with the rub, but it's completely up to you.
Got it.
No, okay. No, you will have to ingest some of my ashes.
We'll sprinkle.
And if you die first, which is highly unlikely, but
that's fair.
If you were to die before me,
I
will. Well, I don't think you want to be cremated.
I don't care.
I'll have sex.
I'm not
going to
have. Okay. Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, that's why I hope you find me.
Okay.
Because I want you to still get some of the warmth.
Well, you have to make sure that you let me know
when I'm dying.
Yes, when you die.
You'll be my second call.
Yeah. It's happening.
Yeah. That took a dark turn.
Didn't it though?
Yeah.
Man, that's probably going to be one of the hardest erections you'll ever have. Is the one like right when you die.
Oh, I thought you meant one of the hardest erections I will ever experience will be how hard you are fucking my corpse.
You ain't never had an erection until I come to town.
Wow. Like, I didn't know the thought of me dead and lifeless made you so hard. Jesus. Okay. I mean, whatever works for you. Whatever you gotta think about. I mean, I think of James Caan sometimes. Just those square shoulders really get me going.
He does have square shoulders.
Super square. He's
very boxy.
He is a very boxy individual, but he's very commanding. He has a commanding tone and presence.
He's short too, I think.
He's short, but he's short and square. That's what does it for me.
Well, how did you get to James Caan?
Well, I was saying that if what gets you in the mood is thinking about my lifeless corpse,
then James Caan is
I'm just telling you that James Caan works for me. That's all.
It's such an
Scott Caan too. He's not as square, but he is quite attractive.
That's just such a weird.
He's an attractive man,
and it's weird that I know who that is.
Scott Caan. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Well, no, I'm dead both.
James. If you didn't know who James Caan was, that would be a travesty.
You'd be very surprised at the amount of people who don't know who James Caan is.
Tomato, potato, bro.
Potato.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Maybe next week we'll do the.
Yeah, we should.
The food thing. I really want to do a food thing.
I'm happy to do it.
We can do like a.
We could do it outside if it's nice enough.
Yeah, we're getting to spring. I'm excited it's spring.
Yeah.
I fucking hate the winter here.
Winter's the worst.
It's so depressing.
It is extraordinarily depressing. It's funny that literally the acronym for seasonal affective disorder is SAD.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's basically when you get depressed in the winter, that's what it is.
I have the SAD.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate the winter. It's like I'm not saying that like I'm a super outdoorsy person,
No,
but
but
I
it's
just
still.
like the ability to take a
I
walk
like
every now and
sunlight.
then. Sunlight
Sunlight
and
is good.
birds chirping
Yeah.
and green fucking trees. And then especially lately, I think that also plays a part in the shit that I deal with. Is that I go through these like I have these like weird roller coastery like everything's super awesome, and I hate everybody. Super awesome, super
You know,
awesome. I hate
you're
everybody.
describing, like depression.
Am I?
You're describing actually you're describing bipolar
But I don't
more
feel like I
more
don't
than
feel
depression.
depressed. I
So
don't
then,
feel bad.
you may be more. It may be what you're describing is more. I didn't mean to say depression. I was thinking of bipolar. You're describing more of bipolar than you are anything else
Well,
because bipolar is exactly what you said. It's very high highs.
it's weird though.
And very low lows.
I've never been like that before. It's been very recent, and it runs in my family. They were all crazy. My dad was super bipolar when he was younger, but I never thought of myself that way. Like I never thought, but maybe that's part of it. Maybe
I don't
people
know.
who are bipolar don't think that they're bipolar because
Well,
it's
yeah.
completely normal. I do it all. It's completely normal to me
Right,
now.
exactly. When it's you, it's completely normal.
But it's like
It's like
so
a dog
weird.
with 3 legs. How many legs does this dog have?
3.
Plenty. It has plenty of legs. Okay, the dog doesn't know anything other than 3 legs. The dog's gonna run around just fine and play and run and poop and eat and sleep exactly the same because it's normal to them.
That's weird. I never thought of it that way. I stole
I stole
just
that
thought-
from Louis before he was a rapist.
He's
or a serial jerk rapist.
he's wise beyond his years.
Right. But anyway, it's yeah, of course, it makes perfect sense that you wouldn't see it there, or wouldn't recognize it, or wouldn't come off that way. But what you've described that's what it sounds like.
I just think that some days I'm angrier. Like I wake up angrier.
Some days we're all angrier. Yeah.
But it's been happening a lot more recently, and I think it's just because everything with like seasonal and me and stress and stuff, it's been a lot more on the lower end of the roller coaster, and I'm blowing up when I wouldn't normally blow up,
Sure.
and I'm getting into arguments, and I'm being a much more of a savage person than I normally would. Like normally I'd just be like, okay, all right, yeah. But that filter's gone. Like I can't do that right now. And if something affects me or whatever, like I didn't tell you this. Who was it? It was somebody at work. Came up and Tiny Tim back left of me, Tiny Tim. Came up and flicked me in the ear
I would
while I was working.
That would put me into a fit of rage.
Yep. And I turned to him and I said, "That was your one. You get one a year. Don't ever do that to me again."
Yep. I remember when we were much younger and I tried playing with your nipples and you were like, "Nope.
not doing it.
Not a thing."
Not that is definitely not a thing.
All right. Well, on that note, I'm happy to end.
That was a weird little sad, but
Well, I think it was healthy, if nothing else.
yeah.
It's like taking an emotional shit and me helping you clean it up, or at least cleaning it up with you.
Well, you know what? I know. You know what? I have a friend of mine who is I think I don't know if she works with adults, but I know she works with a lot of adolescents. I don't know what she would be considered if she's a psychologist or whatever. I wonder if we can get her on. I can lay on a couch.
Maybe I will say you're better off going to somebody you don't know. If you're going to like not just for the purposes of entertainment.
Yes,
and
no. This would be for the purpose of entertainment.
Right. I was gonna say you're better off if you're going to go like talk to somebody or talk to a professional.
Oh yeah, it would definitely be somebody I've never met
yeah.
who's like 72, smells like grandma.
So it would be a woman.
No,
So just a man that smells like.
it could be
grandma.
anybody as long as they smell like grandma.
All right. And on that note,
You're gonna go through the rigmarole.
That's right. So we are on YouTube. We are on iTunes. We are on Spotify. We are on Google Play. We are on.
I don't have my phone.
That's okay. We are on podparadise.com. We are on Twitter at RAZZLDAZZL show, and our website is the razzledazzleshow.com. So, on that note, bye.
Bye.